Hi, I'm Corey, founder of Neuron. The data on real estate lead response is brutal. Reply in 5 minutes, and you are 21 times more likely to connect. Let me walk you through the numbers and the custom agent that wins them for you. Real estate lead response by the numbers. If you sell homes, the single biggest thing you control isn't your price or your marketing, it's how fast you reply. Let me show you the data. Here's the moment it all turns on. A buyer just raised their hand, a website form, a portal inquiry, a text, and right now they are messaging 2 or 3 other agents at the same time. But you're showing a house, you're on another call, the notifications pile up, and that fresh lead just sits there. That delay is the most expensive thing in your business, and here is exactly what it costs. Start with the number that built this whole category. Reply to a new web lead within 5 minutes, and you are about 21 times more likely to qualify it than if you wait just 30 minutes. Stretch that wait to an hour, and the same study found the gap explodes, roughly 100 times the odds of qualifying the lead between a 5-minute reply and a 1-hour reply. Harvard Business Review studied this across about 1.25 million leads. Firms that reached a prospect within the first hour were nearly 7 times more likely to qualify it than those who waited even an hour longer. And here is the gap that gap creates. In that same Harvard dataset, the average company that bothered to respond at all took 42 hours, long after the buyer stopped paying attention. So the decay curve is brutal, and it's front-loaded. The first 5 minutes are worth more than the next several hours combined. Speed is simply the highest leverage thing you control. Now, the money. Velocify's analysis found that responding within 1 minute lifts conversions by about 391%, the single steepest gain anywhere on the response curve. Because being first is the prize. Across real estate research, the finding is consistent. Most buyers go with the first agent who responds, and most interview only one before they decide. And the base rate is unforgiving. Online real estate leads convert at well under 2% on average, roughly 0.4 to 1.2%. When the floor is that low, a small speed gain across every lead produces an outsized jump in closed deals. So why do these numbers exist? Why does a few minutes decide a 5-figure commission? It comes down to where the leads actually arrive and when. Roughly 9 in 10 buyers begin their search online. A form, a portal, a text. Those channels fire 24 hours a day and expect a near instant reply, which is exactly when a 9 to 5 front desk is dark. And they do it after work. Home buyers browse and inquire in the evenings and on weekends when they're home. So a large share of your highest intent leads land precisely when nobody's there to answer. And a lead that hits voicemail rarely waits. Long-standing research shows most callers who reach voicemail never leave a message. They just dial the next number on the list. Here's what actually closes that gap. Not hiring someone to stare at an inbox, but a custom AI speed-to-lead agent that answers every new lead in under a minute, qualifies them, and books them around the clock. Let me show you on one real lead. The instant they hit submit, the agent knows. No waiting for someone to be free. It replies in seconds, by text, in your voice, while they're still on the listing. And it does it at 9 p.m. on a Saturday, exactly as fast as 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. It asks the questions you'd ask, offers real open times, and books the showing straight into your calendar in under a minute, while every competitor's reply is still sitting unsent. And the reason this works is the punchline in the data. Drift found that only about 7% of companies even respond within 5 minutes. the rule everyone knows and almost nobody meets. Doing it consistently is a durable edge. So the case is mechanical, not magical. The research says faster wins, and an always on agent is simply the only way to guarantee an under 1 minute reply on every lead every hour, and hand the high value or complex ones straight to you. Now, the part most vendors gloss over, how it actually gets better. Here's the honest version, because it's the difference between an agent that keeps winning and one you switch off. First, what it is not. It does not secretly retrain a model on your buyers. What it does is concrete. When your team corrects a reply, that correction is captured and reused. Your judgment, remembered. 3 loops. Your corrections become reusable examples. Real outcomes drive human-approved playbook revisions, and errors tighten the guardrails. You correct it once, a person approves the change, and it remembers. That's why this is a managed service, not software you buy and abandon. It gets sharper at your lead flow every single week. Which raises the question every serious agent asks before they let anything talk to their buyers. Is it safe? We engineer for that from day one. A human stays in a loop on everything that matters. The agent handles the fast first reply and the booking, but the moment a lead is high value, upset, or off script, it hands off to you with the full context. Safety isn't a setting we add at the end. It's 3 things built into the core: guardrails that keep it in its lane, a human in the loop, and real security, with your leads isolated per client, never pooled, never shared. So here's the difference all of this makes. Not in a study, but in your week. Before, leads pile up unanswered. The good ones quietly book with someone faster, and you find out when the month comes up short. After, every lead answered in seconds, your calendar filling with showings, and you back to the work only you can do. More showings booked, less chasing cold leads, and a first impression that says you're the agent who actually shows up first. So here's the whole thing in one line. The data is settled. 5 minutes is 21 times better. 1 minute is the conversion sweet spot, and almost nobody actually hits it. The revenue isn't in knowing the rule, it's in being the one agent who meets it on every lead. We build the speed to lead agent on your own lead sources, and we run it for you, wired to your real calendar and CRM, with a human always one escalation away. If you want it modeled on your actual, picture life after the system. Every call answered, every lead booked, and your team finally free for the work only people can do. That's Neuron. Let's build yours.